What you gonna do Wednesday? People do not care about you and your problems. People do not care about you and your problems. You say, doctor, that's a bold statement. That's a very bold statement to make, especially on social media. But I'm here to tell you, bring me any one of your problems, and I will show you that people do not care about you and your problems. We live in a society where anything that is negative is totally cast out, feared upon, thrown out, and told. You're constantly told that you need to be positive, and you need to think positive, and you need to have hope, as if the positive in life does not reside next to the negative, as if the light does not reside next to darkness. God said in the parable of the wheat and the tare, let them grow together. Although the tare may be there to bring down the wheat, let them grow together, because if you remove the tare or the weed too fast, it will choke out the wheat. So let them grow together, and once it's fully developed, then God or your higher consciousness or you will be able to see how to remove what is not serving you well, what is not doing well for you. People forget that in the beginning, God drowned out a whole nation before Noah because they were negative, and they were complaining, and they were whining, and they were murmuring, and they were gathering together with people who are miserable, because misery loves company. But I'm here to tell you, baby, people don't care about you and your problems. What they care about is what you do and what you say and how you act and what you can bring to the table to help them to care about them and their problems. Now you can see how this is a conundrum or a circle of chaos, that if it's not solved, one cannot be successful in life. Now there are people that are assigned counselors and therapists and researchers and medical officials who are assigned by their careers, by their passions, by their paycheck to care about you and your problems. And I ask you to take advantage of those people. Yes, I am included. I'm a counselor, and I have a therapeutic and safe counseling firm. And I do care about you and your problems. Why? Because if I can't solve the problems that you have, then I can't solve the problems that I have been called to solve on a global basis economically as a global economist and international business consultant. I've written about 6 theories. The first 5 theories focus on the theory of oneness, but the last 2 theories focus on personal development and growth and care. Now remember, in a previous video I talked about being selfish and that people should learn to be selfish. And people in a way are naturally selfish. And if you don't believe me, think about those babies that come into this world hollering and screaming and crying and wanting that milk. and wanting that food. They're not caring about how much you care about how cute they are. They're going to scream and holler to get what they want and need. So it's a natural response to be selfish because it's also self-preservation. People cannot go around with the load and the problems that they have of themselves, worrying and caring about you and yours. But they're not going to say it. And if you don't believe me, try me, because I can show you. But there are people like me out there who actually gain from solving problems through caring about you and your problems. Because we know that if we don't solve you and your problems, then we will not be able to solve us and our problems. Remember to hit me up for your one-on-one, your luncheon, table talk, boardroom talk. I'm available for motivational speech. I encourage you to please visit my website, Reverend Dr. ChantelBeattyBalo.life, or The Real Celebrity Doctor. They both point to the same site. Go through there and carefully read. Click on my philosophy. It is important that you understand my philosophy, because then you can understand me and the boldness of the things that I say. Also scroll down and you will see my autobiography. It is important that everything that you are learning in social media, in school, and in the books that you read, that you know about the person who wrote the course or the book or developed the media that you're watching. If you don't know about that person, then you don't know who you may be taking advice from and following. I encourage this all the time as a professor with my doctoral students, that the autobiography is the beginning, and looking at the author's worldview is the beginning of research. Because there has been issues in life where people have been racist, practicing white supremacy, opposed to Jews, opposed to gays, opposed to different races and cultures and ways of life. And they write very nice books and theories and postulates, and they're philosophers and they're anthropologists, and they put things out there, and then you follow them, and then you come back and find out, did they really believe what they were saying, or were they just selling me a dream or some game? It is important to know who you are taking advice from, and to know their background, and to know their success story, which is why I have posted and put online my own personal autobiography. It lists my first 4 theories in summary. You can go and look at my first 4 theories on Amazon.com. You will also find on Amazon.com a plethora of small essay-type books, ebooks that I have written. I call them leaf books. I created that term, leaf books. Less is more, electronic and fast. That's what LEAF stands for, books. And I got to go back, and I'm going to actually put that little leaflet in there to get you to understand that. And I've written them. They're very short. Some of them are just $2 and $3. But when I wrote them basically for the audience of my doctoral students, to help them to get through their research and their courses and their studies, and to be able to post their dissertations and go ahead and get their doctoral degrees. But however, I made it available to the public because I have a belief that it does not matter the level of knowledge. Everybody deserves the right to be able to read and study and learn at any level. So go on Amazon.com. You can put in there Dr. Chantel Beatty or Dr. Chantel Beatty Balo or Reverend Dr. Chantel Beatty Balo. You put that in, you're going to get my Bible study guide. As a pastor, I did write a study guide on how to study the Bible. So you may find that one in there.